Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and this one I'm really excited for because I've been itching to try more beers from this brewery. I tried it a couple of the sort of core range offerings when I was living in Germany, and yeah, it's amazing how recently I've been, without going too far and too personal, too deep into the depths of my soul and stuff, but yeah, I've been thinking a lot about my time in Germany, the relationship that I had, and just how better it was. Do you know what I mean? Just the way of life over there. But I think part of it's coming back to the place that you spent pretty much 23 years trying to escape. Not that it's absolutely awful or anything like that, but yeah, I don't know, I've been a little bit nostalgic recently, both in a good and negative way, when it comes to just thinking about Germany and how it could have all been different. But I know not to dwell on those things because it will drive you absolutely insane. So yeah, it's amazing how even something like a beer from Germany can just, it's not stemmed from receiving this. It's been on my mind a lot recently, and a lot of it's been documented on this channel. In fact, the first half of my videos pretty much all recorded whilst I was in Germany, so it holds a dear place in my heart, and I don't visit Germany near enough. In fact, this is the first year that I missed the Regensburg Craft Beer Festival, which is a little bit gutted, to be honest. Not getting to meet up with the wonderful folks who I've come to know, not only from the scene in Regensburg, but also from Germany in general. Met some wonderful people. I'm not sure if these guys were there this year. I did see the lineup, but that was quite a while ago. And yeah, so it sort of makes sense that this would be the beer in my fridge. So I thought I'd do the review. So of course, getting all of that stuff out of the way. But yeah, if you ever need to talk about some stuff like that, talk about it. If you've got a platform to broadcast your thoughts, opinions, then use it. And this is really good therapy, if you will. Not that I need this for therapeutic reasons. In fact, it's been a few days since I've actually had a drop of beer, so I thought it's my day off. It's been a weird time recently, so just had my tea, watched the first episode of season 4 from Better Call Saul, because I really need to catch up, and I thought I'll end the night with a beer. And this one is courtesy of FrauGruber, who are probably one of the more hyped breweries in Germany at the moment, with the likes of First Check, Yankee and Kraut, getting a little buzz in here in the UK, because a couple of their beers are in the Beer 52 box for the month of July. Who else is there? Obviously the stuff happening with Stone Berlin and Brewdog. Although I really do not like what Brewdog have done to that absolutely gorgeous building that Stone had. If they just could have left it. You don't need to have that over the top and fake identity that Brewdog seems to have. Not that I'm hating on Brewdog, because they're still a brewery who I drink a lot of beers from, and a lot of my favourite go-to beers are from Brewdog. I'm a massive fan of the stouts, and for the most part I like the aesthetic in their bars, but I think they've absolutely just ruined the industrial romanticism of the building in Berlin that Stone had. And of course, talk about the scene in Berlin. You've got an Omnipio bar, you've got a Cloudwater, not a Cloudwater bar, although Cloudwater have had some tap takeovers. What else we got? Brewdog Berlin. Steamworks were one of the first, breweries from outside of Europe to have a place in Germany, and all stems back to Berlin. So, not too sure where FrauGruber are from. Does it give you any address details? It does, but I can't really see it in the lettering because of the wonderful, wonderful artwork. But yeah, I'm not sure where FrauGruber are from. The only time I've had their beers was when I went to Biervana in Berlin. Picked up a few cans, and it was really good stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited to try something a bit more contemporary and forward-facing. Not that they were. What am I talking about? The beers that I was having was it Yeast is King. That was when the big sort of resiny IPAs were all the rage in Germany, and some of the artwork they've had on some of the big boys. Fucking that really fucking gets on my tits. Dickhead teenage boys, free on a scooter, which I've seen a load around here, just razzing around in back streets and back alleys and stuff like that. All because Daddy wasn't there. Anyway, yeah, it's just this place, man. It's just real bad vibes. Do you know what I mean? And it shouldn't be like that because it's your hometown. And never really got to experience anything like this when I was in Germany. I was in better shape then because I'd cycle everywhere because I wouldn't be using public transport as much and don't drive. And I could go to over the bridge, beautiful scenery, and then back in the shithole that is Skelmersdale, which is a real shame because there's some really wonderful people here and there is potential, but it's just coming back here, and especially because I've been back for about 2 years now. This turned into a bit of like a story time with Peter. But I always get like this when it comes to a German beer. But yeah, the way this place is going just makes me yearn for living in a small university city in Bavaria again. But I will be going back in October for a friend's wedding, and I'm hoping to make the most of it and have a couple of weeks. Maybe go to Hamburg, Ingolstadt to meet up with the guys from Yankee und Kraut. Obviously, I have to go to Berlin for at least a few days, and I'll get to be drinking some of the German craft breweries who aren't really making that many waves outside of Germany, because First Biercheck have just absolutely blown up, and FrauGruber seemed to be in that same vein, especially with there was a very metal looking artwork on a double IPA that they had a while ago, which just looked absolutely insane. But anyway, enough reminiscing. I think it's about time we get onto the beer. So this is called the Northern Hipster. They've even named the beer after me. And this is a double dry hopped IPA, clocking in at 6.5% ABV in a 440ml can, with a gorgeous artwork on there. And this is pretty fresh actually. Canned on the 13th of June. It's less than a month old because we're in the 10th of July as I'm recording this. Best before date is the 13th of October. And I think they set aside a special batch of this, or not sure if it was brewed I don't think it was brewed specifically for the beer club, but they made a certain amount of beers available for Mikkeller to include in their beer club. And when I found out that we're getting some FrauGruber action, it lit me up. Do you know what I mean? I just love German brewing at the end of the day. The culture, the drinking culture in general in Europe aside from like the UK, England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, Northern Ireland, we just got dickheadish drinking culture. Do you know what I mean? It's all about getting absolutely wankered, which I've done it when I was in Germany, but you know, you're not getting as many people like falling about the streets fighting and just dickheads. It's just so frustrating. And you know, the whole culture regarding beer. You know, you can have a beer on the walk home from work. You know what I mean? But if you did that here, you'd be sat on a park bench getting yourself a big bottle of White Lightning and just making a day of it, or becoming an absolute scumbag like Harry from Blue Nose Beer Reviews with his K-cider and his special brew. Anyway, so Northern Hipster Double Dry Hopped IPA. Really excited to give this a try. And yeah, we'll be stocking up hopefully when I'm in Germany. And the fucking... It's not even warm today. Anyway, if it's not yobs on mopeds, it's ice cream. Anyway, beer in a glass, and it's got a little bit of haze to it, but it's not a haze bomb. You know, it's not really falling in line with the New England IPA, and I've got arguing dogs as well today. The joys of recording outside. And yeah, but it's still got a nice amount of haze to it. Got a lovely amber colour. It reminds me of Jurassic Park with the entombed, was it a wasp or something like that? I can't remember. I don't know the backstory of Jurassic Park, nor is it the time or place to talk about Jurassic Park. Anyway, but yeah, lovely haze, got a nice sort of a darkish look to it, golden, amber, and a beer poured for about 1 finger's worth of Whitehead. So let's see what we get on the nose. Ooh, it's really nice. It's soft, sweet citrus and sweet malt characters coming through. Very sherbety. Getting loads of sort of like Haribo Tangfastic. There's a little bit of a gooseberry tartness coming through. But yeah, it's all about blood orange, clementines, subtle hint of grapefruit. There's a pininess in there. Rentry's fruit pastels, not used that fruit aroma or descriptor for a while. Oh, but yeah, it's really nice. It's not in your face, it's not a bombastic beer. It's just a nice, gentle, hoppy smelling IPA, which is always welcome. And yeah, it's not just another hazy IPA, which is as much as I love them, I'm always interested to see, you know, other variations of IPA, and sort of like the classic American resin bombs. But yeah, it's smelling good, it's looking good, and I'm sure it's going to taste good. So let's give it a taste. Prost. Oh yes, that's big, resiny and dank. It's not a palate wrecker, but it's still a powerful, resiny, earthy, oniony, garlicky sort of flavour. It tastes like reminds me of the green Starburst, or at least one of the Starbursts, one of the more tropical or citrusy flavours come out, because isn't green apple? Did they even do an apple Starburst? Why would anyone want an apple flavoured sweet? Because apple isn't really that nice for fruity flavour. But anyway, it's not appley. But yeah, isn't green lime? I can't remember. It's got a nice body to it, but there's still a really crisp edge to it. Gentle carbonation, just the right amount. So it's not gassy, but at the same time it's not a flat beer. It's drinkable, it's crushable. sticky resin tones coming through, loads of citrus flavour. It's tasting good, and it's taking me back to when, you know, a lot of the German craft breweries that I was drinking when I was in Germany were producing these, like, I'll always say it, Germany, the German craft brewers rarely know how to make classic West Coast style IPAs and pale ales. And from the very limited experience of the sort of like New England style, they're doing a really good job of that as well. Another brewery who's getting a lot of hype, of course, is Sudden Death Craft Beer Company. Who else? Super Freunde. Plus they all seem like really awesome guys as well. So many great personalities in the German brewing scene. And thankfully the beers that they're brewing, you know, you've got one of the old school, you know, of the craft brewers. You've got Kreativ Kierwieder, or Kierwieder Kreativ Brauerei. My German pronunciation has gone way down the pen. And also you've got Himburg's Braukunstkeller. You've got Berlinerberg Brauerei. Who else have you got? Let's name drop other breweries. Riedenberger. That was the first American style craft IPA that I had from a German craft brewer, and that was a revelation in itself. There's a peppery spiciness, just going off track for a second, there's a peppery spiciness on this which it does take me back. It's like a medley of sort of like different variations of orange, if that makes any sense, but not as like a vibrant sweetness. It smells a lot sweeter than it tastes. It's got a bit of a sort of like caramelized sweetness, almost like a caramelized apricots in a way. Oh yeah, that's really good. It's just so damn drinkable, do you know what I mean? And yeah, to experience, even though I've got no excuse because they had quite a few of the FrauGruber, you know, hype beers on the web shop, but I've never really made a purchase from the web shop for some reason. Although there's a sweatshirt on there that I've been keeping my eye on, but never pulling the trigger on. Apparently, I shoot like that with that finger. So maybe next time they're there. But it'd be good to see these guys get better distribution. Do you know what I mean? And the likes of Fullscreen, Sudden Death. It's just there's a gold mine of beautiful beers brewed by beautiful people in Germany, and it's an untapped market. Pardon the pun. And I don't know if there's legislation that is working against the distribution, or there's just some legislation that's just preventing you know, a big wave of German craft coming our way. I mean, we get loads of, you know, the Hellers, the Dunkels, the Doppelbocks, the Schwarzbiers, the Weissbiers, the Rauch beers from the, you know, big family breweries. And of course you get like the odd German craft popping in here and there. Loads of German craft breweries doing collaborations, of course, Fullscreen being one of them. And I don't know if FrauGruber have done any tap takeovers or have been at any events here in the UK, or at least, you know, done some collaborations with UK breweries. I could definitely see these guys doing something interesting with Northern Monk. I'd like to see these guys involved in the Patrons project. Or maybe even get Furst in there as well. Just get any sort of German craft brewery over to the UK. Doesn't matter how big or small they are, or how like well respected or hyped they are. Just let us UK guys and girls need to drink more German craft, because you look at places like Hamburg, Munich, Berlin, all these really interesting places popping up. You've got BRLO as well, with one of the nicest tap One of the nicest premises I've seen in beer in general. And of course Stone Berlin, although, you know, they will cease to really be Stone Berlin. It'll be, you know, kind of a partnership with Brewdog. I don't know, it's just... There are so many, but you could say that for any sort of country, really, at the end of the day. There are so many beers that we will just miss out on. There'll be so many beers that we can enjoy that someone in, you know, Yugoslavia is going to miss out on. You know, beers from... Do you know what I mean? So it's a vicious cycle. Ice Cream Van's going to do his jingle again. But it's just, I don't understand why we don't have more German craft beer here in the UK. Even places like Beowulf are stocking stuff from Hopperbräu. You know, really interesting beers like that. Hellers, you can get like £1.49 a bottle, and people say, oh, but yeah, Beowulf is part of, is it Heineken or whatever? I don't care. I just want more German beers in the UK, and that's why I champion whoever, you know, does that. Whoever brews with a German brewery, I'm gonna, you know, Marsbräu. Is it Marsbräu? The guys who did, I think they were at Hop City, as well as brewing Donkey Punch with Lost and Grounded. I don't know, it's just... I think it's because I was there, and I was surrounded by world-class, traditional, like Hellers and traditional German styles. But then also, I was there just when the boom of craft beer was happening in Germany. I think I'm just... It's sort of akin to homesickness. Do you know what I mean? And I've been thinking about that a lot recently. So drinking this, it's just... If I close my eyes, I'm sat in a beer garden, awaiting either a schnitzel and pommes or a pretzel with macadamia cheese, and just basking in, well, it's overcast, but I like that because I'm not a warm sort of person. I'm very cold here. So yeah, it's just being able to drink this, and I don't know, it's probably just me and my sick brain, but it's tasting like German craft beer to me. There's something about like the water quality, and of course the ingredients, just because a lot of malts come from, you know, Germany, and a lot of people even grow their own. When I was at the Spital brewery in Regensburg, when I was invited to the brewery tour, a lot of the malts that Anton was using, name dropping, when he was brewing, but still is brewing, came from a guy, you know, about 20 miles away, who was just growing malts in a building, you know, on the floor. And yeah, there's just something, I'm getting something a little bit distinct that I can't explain properly. It sounds like I'm talking out my arse. I probably am, but it tastes like a German IPA. I think it's that Roundtree's Fruit Pastel candy-like sweetness that I get, and got a lot with the, you know, like Joe, I'm gonna just shut up because you've had to endure enough with this video. Needless to say, very excited that I got to try a FrauGruber beer. In terms of a rating, I can happily give that one an 8.5 out of 10. And all it's done is maybe yearn to try more. So yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy the Mikkeller Beer Club, because some of the beers that they get in that aren't Mikkeller beers are just mind-blowing, and beers that you wouldn't really be able to get elsewhere without, you know, having to trade and that sort of thing. So yeah, if you're interested in receiving beers like this and you live in Europe, then the referral link is always in the description of every video, pretty much. especially the ones where it's beer from the Mikkeller Beer Club. And yeah, so you get a discount on your own beers, own boxes, and that can go for the Mikkeller Beer Club and the beer mailbox. And it also, helps me out as well. But at this point, I'm happy to pay full price each month for this box. I've yet to be let down. There've been beers where I've not been really excited and I've not really enjoyed. But it's thanks to Mikkeller that I've got sick of passion fruit being in every, tropical IPA and every sour beer. But on the other hand, I absolutely love and adore Mikkeller because I can't think of any other box service. I mean, I got to try 3 of Alchemist's, go-to, hype beers, as well as a bearded Irish beer in the same box. So, once a month. Anyway, it sounds like it's a fucking advert for Mikkeller now. And it should be all about FrauGruber. So if you ever get a chance to try any of their beers, I think Beyond Beer, based out of Hamburg, who do ship to the UK, will stock some of their beers as well. So if you're ever wanting to do a German craft beer haul, there are ways to do it, but it's just a tiny pinprick of what is available from one of the most prosperous brewing scenes and one of, my all-time favourite brewing heritage, and that's the German brewing scene. Purity at its finest. You can definitely take that phrase out of context, but anyway, I'm not going to dampen that with ill-placed and unnecessary jokes. But yeah, FrauGruber, Northern Hipster, lovely stuff. 8.5 out of 10. Regular viewers are probably used to me going on and on and on about myself when it comes to a German beer or German brewery. But people watching this the channel for the first time, hope it doesn't put you off. I don't usually go on. Well, I do go on. Look at the runtime of most of my videos. But yeah, I've not even uploaded for a little while. As of recording this, I'm about to upload review 1000 and stuff like that, and it's probably one of the most rewarding sort of groups that I've been part of, and I've come to meet guys like Rob, Harry, Hop Scene, Blueno's Beer Reviews, Jaco Beer Reviews, Kent Beer Reviews, PA Brew News, Ginger Ale Trail, Rampant Lion, Beardy Beard Reviews, you name it. So many great people through this, and yeah, I got to experience 4 years of drinking lovely stuff like this, and long may it continue. And I just want more German beer that isn't just the usual stuff to come over to the UK, because we're missing out. We are missing out, and this is evidence of it. So thank you for watching. Go check out FrauGruber. Referral link is down below. I'm not sure if I have a FrauGruber playlist, but I have got reviews on the channel going a couple of years back, literally a couple of years back. But yeah, definitely, if you get to see any of their beers or any German craft beer, then go pick it up, because you're going to have something a bit interesting and a little bit different. Anyway, I've waffled on for way too long. Thank you for your patience, and I do appreciate you guys sticking around, and especially with the whole bit at the start. But it wasn't really. It was just, you get into those nostalgic modes, which are both good and bad at the same time. You get to think about stuff, and then you make some realizations of your surroundings. Even though I'm surrounded by beautiful people, it's just, sometimes your hometown sure can get you down. Anyway, not that I'm saying you should depend on this, so please do drink responsibly. You're not going to feel any good drowning your sorrows with beer, because you're feeling shit that day. Then you'll be drinking to try and remedy that. The next day, you're going to feel physically horrible, and you won't feel any better about the issues you were going through the day before. So drinking to soothe yourself is not recommended. So that's my light-hearted yet personal, reaching out to anyone who ever needs to chat, ever needs to talk. And yeah, luckily we have good common ground, and yeah, vibes are slowly getting a little bit better. Anyway, a rather sentimental and personal video. See, I'm vulnerable too. But yeah, I do appreciate it. And if the guys from FrauGruber are watching this, yeah, I am a bit of a nutcase. Oh well. A golden boy as well. Anyway, waffling on. I'm sat in the garden with the Cloudwater sweatshirt on and dirty jogging pants and sliders with pink socks with bananas on them. So maybe I need to reassess my life. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all later, if I haven't already scared you off. Cheers, guys.